That was the greatest sporting highlight of my life.
Really?
And I had nothing to do with it. He's sitting there, he's up to there like that. And he's sitting there, he's going, it's great. And his face was like a strawberry.
Hello.
Hey, how
Mr. Lineker, you alright?
Jeez, you got a lot of shirts there.
It's an honour.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
See, this is what I wore. I'm trying to tell the Lineker story here through shirts.
Cool.
So we're going to start with you growing up. This is your debut.
Did I play in that?
Yeah.
What's that? Did that? See, I have no memory of that. That one I can remember. Definitely remember that stripy thing. And they had one in green that was really awful.
How important would you say Leicester has been to the man you've become today?
Oh, massively important. I mean, I grew up in Leicester. My dad was a market trader in Leicester. I've watched the club from when I was 7 years old. I used to go every week with my dad and my granddad. Watched them losing the FA Cup final in '69. Dreamed about playing for them, and eventually did. Played for Leicester I was at the club for 8 years. It's really strange. You change clubs, and obviously I went to Everton, and you always have an affinity to your old club, but it slightly changed. All of a sudden, you cared about Everton. Didn't like Liverpool. That was the big game. Everything mattered. That was the club. And then you leave Everton and then you go to Barcelona and all of a sudden you don't like Real Madrid and you become that. But what happens, what did surprise me is when my career finished, it wasn't an immediate thing, but gradually my support, my love of Leicester kind of came back and it became genuinely my team again. All that it was unbelievably special to play for my hometown club. But this and him, and one or two of the other, well, all of them. That was the greatest sporting highlight of my life.
Really?
And I had nothing to do with it.
So then, moved to Everton.
Still
one
got
season.
dirt on it.
Yeah.
Is that one I actually wore?
FA Cup final. This one against these boys.
Why'd you get the FA Cup final? You have to bring that up. I scored 40 goals for Everton that season. But it was an unbelievable season. You bring me one with the FA Cup final when we were a goal up, scored by. What? Yeah, just turned handsome. Did him a kipper. But as he always reminds me, they had the final say and we lost. And then we had to go on an open-top bus tour through Liverpool, the two teams. Imagine that. Horrendous.
Would you say that was like your best season, wearing this Everton shirt?
It was an unbelievable. It's the best team I played for, Everton, in my whole career. Club side. They were such a good side. And in the mid-80s, we should have won the double. In terms of goals scored, like 40, 30 in the league, so it was my best season in that sense. But I think from a period from probably 84-5 till 87-88, I think without boasting, I think I was probably about the best goal scorer, not the best player. Never the best player.
What things stick out to you when you see these?
Classico. First Classico I played in, just thought I'd bring that up. You know, that little hat trick against that mob. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. I had goosebumps. I was like that.
Do you feel pressure? Do you feel empowerment? What is the feeling of wearing this shirt at the new camp? 120,000 people.
It's special. It feels like you're there. You're right. You've arrived. You're at the top of the game.
Do you ever feel nervous wearing it?
I never felt nerves. And not playing football, I never felt nerves. Never. I don't think you can be a striker and be like, because you've got to be cool and you've got to be calm. So it's just something I didn't suffer from. That's the away kit, wasn't it?
Yeah, and this is the third one here.
Terrible that.
You don't like this? Too bright?
I didn't work my skin, you know.
You was only at Barca for 3 years wearing this shirt. Do you reckon you wanted to be there a bit longer in Spain?
I could have stayed at Barcelona forever if it was going well. The third season Cruyff came. I didn't really fit in his mindset. You only had 2 foreign players back then. You only had 2. So I understand that he wanted his own foreign players to come in. So he started messing me about. He played me on the wing all season.
Wow.
So, and he killed my goal scoring ratio. Killed it. It was kind of obvious that he was just trying to wind me up so that I'd get the hump and kick off. But I knew what he was doing, so I wasn't that stupid. So I just played the game and just did my job on the right, and I ended up whipping one in when we won the European Cup Winners' Cup final. But anyone can play on the wing. Piece of cake, by the way. You just knock it and cross it. It's easy. In an ideal world, if I'd have been playing in his system as a centre forward, it would have worked. It would have been perfect for me. And I would have stayed there a few years and won everything with him. But he didn't. He obviously didn't rate me, really. I don't blame him.
in '89. Did you have
I remember
options to go?
I'd pretty much done the deal when I was leaving Barcelona. I knew I had to go somewhere. I'd been there for 3 years, and we'd been talking to Terry Venables, and there's quite a few other clubs, but in the end I'd kind of made my decision, agreed to join Tottenham. And then we got a phone call, my agent called me, he said Tottenham was slightly worried they hadn't got the money to do the deal now, because it was just at the point where they had some kind of financial problems. So he said, Alex Ferguson's been on. You know, this is when, in the early days, when he wasn't doing that well. So I was starting to think I was going to go to Manchester United, and then Tottenham came back in and said, no, we've got it together. So I went, OK, I'll go to Tottenham. So it was a possibility. OK,
so we got some classic Tottenham shirts from your career. You got this one here, FA Cup final.
That was the highlight.
I set you up earlier, but I was going to bring you back.
Yeah, you brought me back. You got me back, because this was special. Yeah. And the semi-final was special as well, because we beat Arsenal 3-1. I'm the bloke who scored the other 2 goals that no one remembers, but Gazza's goal, that free kick, remember that? But then in the cup final, of course, was kind of mixed emotions, because what happened to Gazza in the cup final, because when he did his knee. But we won, that's all that mattered in the end, and it was magical. To win the FA Cup was just, it was just beautiful.
What's your craziest Gazza story in this shirt, Tottenham edition?
Played at Man City, and I used to, before a game, always take a hot bath, because I was always a bit, struggled to get loosened off. Gazza walks in, and he goes, what are you doing, like? I said, well, you always have a bath. I went, yeah, I'm always, it's just loosened up a little bit. He said, I might try it. I went, yeah, fine, okay. So I get out, he gets in, come back, he's still in there. And he's not standing, he's sitting there, he's up to there like that. And he's sitting there, he's going, it's great. And his face was like a strawberry. I've gone, don't tell me you've been in there since I left. He went, why, eh? And I've gone, oh, Jesus. So we go out on the pitch with like 2-0 down in about 15 minutes. Gazza's all over the place. And he's shouting at me, Links. I said, what? He says, I'm all giddy. So we go in at half time, and Terry Venables was going, what's going on? Gazza, what is going on? He said, it's Lineker's fault. He told me to have a bath. And he says, I can't play, I'm all dizzy. Unbelievable. Grampus 8, look at that. Hey. I remember that bad boy. Shocking. Red doesn't work on me either, really. It was great. The enthusiasm over there was unbelievable. It was to be involved in something brand new like the J-League at that point was great. It was interesting times.
Here we've got your England debut against these guys.
Well, I came on a sub, yeah. Do you know, it was just so exciting. I was thinking, get me on, I want to go on. I might never get another chance. I didn't think I'd be able to play well for England. I never had that much confidence in my own ability. But I wasn't nervous about it. I just thought, well, this will probably find me out. Was that Republic of Ireland first goal?
Hey.
Special day.
You start believing in yourself then?
Not really, I was quite shocked. It was weird, because every level I went up, I kept thinking this would probably find me out. But every level I went up, it didn't really actually feel any different.
You know what you did to these guys?
4. That's a great shirt, isn't it?
That's nice, yeah.
Thick.
Stitching. Keeps you warm in the winter.
And it was freezing, you know. We played in Madrid. I was at Barcelona at the time, so I actually flew. I didn't meet the team in England. I flew straight from Barcelona to Madrid, and so there's a bit of banter on the plane and all that. And then, because we had Terry Venables as a coach, they obviously picked up a few English words. After I scored 4 in this game, the keeper that I scored 4 against was Barca keeper, Zubizarreta. And he actually came in our dressing room at the end of the game, and he came over, he shook my hands, and he went, in a perfect Cockney accent, he went, now. 86 obviously changed my life.
Yep.
I'd gone about 5 or 6 games without a goal. Portugal, and then that Portugal, we lost 1-0. I was like on it. And the weird thing is, I remember, you wait all your life, your dream is to play in a World Cup. And it's going to be amazing. And you get there, and we played, it was 42 degrees centigrade. And we played at midday or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think 2 of the games were at midday and 1 was at 4 in the afternoon because of the time difference things. It was boiling hot. The pitch was like a potato field. And 2 sides of the pitch was just a hedge. It's like you're playing Sunday League football. You're in the World Cup. And how things have changed. We drew Morocco, and then we had to beat them, Poland, and that's the game that definitely changed my life.
Your whole life?
Yeah, everything. Because after that, if I hadn't scored in this game, I might never have played for England again. Would have been 7 games without a goal. We'd have gone home in disgrace. And then 3 goals in 20 odd minutes, whatever it was, hat-trick, a couple in the next game, one in the quarter-final, and I win the Golden Boot, and life's a bit different. I go to Barcelona. So this game definitely changed my life. I love you, Poland.
And then the most infamous moment in football, arguably?
Yeah, hand of God. I didn't see it. I was at the other end, obviously hovering around the halfway line. But it was obvious from the reaction of all our players what had happened.
Easily the best player you played against?
Definitely, by a mile. He was unbelievable. I never thought I'd see a better player than him ever in my life, but Messi, maybe.
Oh.
There you go, got yourself almost bang on cue, look at that, that was very good. But yeah, those two, best 2 players ever for me. Great
Arguably the greatest kit of all time.
You like that?
I like that.
A bit, orange doesn't work for me. I don't think.
And red doesn't, what
It's the same colour as my skin.
England's greatest run?
90 was special, incredible really.
This is a great kit though.
Yeah, I like that. I used to like
light
that
blue, but
yeah.
you got to give it up.
Yeah, I like that one. It was amazing. It was, you know, it's so close though. It's the one thing I look back on my career really and think, if only. You know, we'd have been strong favourites in the final.
And you had a great game against these guys?
Cameroon, yeah. They were good, by the way. Because we were told before the game, we had a team meeting before the game, and Bobby Robson says, I shouldn't tell you this, but one of our scouts has been watching them, and they've got 2 or 3 players missing. He says, I shouldn't say this, but he thinks you've got to buy. Nothing could have been further from the truth. Germany was the semi-final, yeah, obviously, and then we were the better side in that game. I watched it in its entirety for the first time about 18 months ago, and I'd never watched it. I didn't want to watch it prior, and actually we were good. We played well. We were the better side. We were unlucky.
You spoke about Bobby Robson a lot.
Yeah.
And you got this suit to represent him.
He was a special guy. He had an amazing enthusiasm for everything. If he was here now, he'd be like, you'd be hours getting through these. He'd be touching the fabric and this and that, and he'd be looking at, look at that. There's Regent's Park down there and all this. It wasn't just football with him. It was everything. And he made you want to run through a brick wall for him. You know, tactically he was okay. He had a great nose for a good player. He was fiercely loyal to the players that he knew would perform for him. He stuck by me and brought in Beardsley to play with me, and suddenly we struck up this great partnership. But no, he was a great man and much missed.
Nice. So we finished your playing career, but you're still in the limelight as head of Match of the Day. You do our Champions League coverage. How difficult was it from transitioning from the kit to the suit?
Difficult, really difficult. Can't tell you how many times I was driving home after it thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm never going to be able to do this. But then in time, you start to get used to the environment and dealing with talkback and looking at cameras and dealing with asking questions and timings and stuff. So, and then you become comfortable within it, and then people decide whether they like you or not. And so it took a few years really to get comfortable. But now it's
second nature.
Sort of. Things can still go wrong. But the difference between television things going wrong and things going wrong on the football pitch is that if you mess up on the telly, to be honest, no one really gives a monkeys except yourself. Whereas if you mess up on the football pitch, everybody cares.
Last question. You're in a burning building now. Yeah. You have to save 2 kits. One based on the best memory as a player, and one based strictly on how the kit looks. No strings attached. So if you want to pick Germany, you can.
What? Right. Oh, blimey. England against Poland. My life-changing game. That's it.
Yeah? And then one based on the
best looking shirt.
Just best looking shirt.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go that one.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that's really cool. And I like the fabric. And I scored 4 goals against them.
Very lovely. Thank you, Mr. Lineker. Appreciate your time.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, it's fascinating.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. For more of what I wore...
I was going to do that bit.
Oh.
Because for more of what I wore, you go up there, don't you? And if you want to subscribe to the BT Sport YouTube channel, you go down there.